Well, joining us now is John Anker. He is the current District 9 citywide councilman. John, thank you so much for being with us today.
Bart.
Well, you were appointed to that position last year following the resignation of Judy Thomas. We should also say you've been a Columbus businessman for more than 20 years. You had a bid for mayor and council at large in previous years, so you've been around and doing things. But I want to give you the opportunity to address the criticism by some that because you were appointed to that vacant seat last year, you are breaking that long-standing tradition of the person appointed does not run for the permanent post. What do you say to that criticism, and what do you say to people in terms of why they should elect you to that position permanently?
Well, I'm used to criticism, Barbara. You know, I ran against the mayor. Nobody else ran against him that year. And to this time, there's 6 people running. Of course, he's fallen out from terming out. But the criticism that I hear all the time is a gentleman's agreement. And nobody asked me. You know, I tried to come forward to the podium during the decision when I was nominated for the mayor to ask me the question. He was asking everybody else. He hadn't even committed that he wouldn't run. So I stood up, and the mayor asked me to sit back down. So I did what he asked me to do. Nobody asked me, would I commit to not running? At the time, I might have been prepared to answer that question in a favorable manner, but nobody asked me, so I didn't answer it. So there was no agreement between me and them. And I think Tom Buck might have been one of the first people that made the commitment not to run if he was appointed. But there was another lady named Valerie that ran for, I can't remember which district it was, who went in and qualified to go run the race. So she didn't honor that agreement either. She later, I think, withdrew her name because she wanted to support the candidate she thought was going to win. But, you know, it's a disagreement, but the charter and the law states one thing. And if this was a long-time problem, they should have addressed the charter in the last review, and they'll have another chance in the future
So
to address the charter.
I got you. So why should people then elect you to that?
Well, that's real easy.
Yeah.
Because I've always set out to take action, to do good things to help the most citizens. You know, even before I became in the council, I was advocating for change in public safety, which we got. I came to the podium, I advocated for lower millage rates so people's rents wouldn't go up. It was the first time in the history of Columbus, Georgia, they ever lowered the millage rate. I would like to see us even do more of that and put more pressure on managing our finances. You know, we got a big jail issue coming up. While I ran for mayor, I brought up the issue of the jail. Not too many people heard it. We could talk about that, but they should vote for me because I am trustworthy, respectful, and I take action, and I do it with compassion. This isn't personal. People seem to think that because you handle hard decisions, that maybe you're aggressively attacking somebody. It's not an attack. Some people have said I like to fire people, and I'm good at it. I'm not good at firing people. It always makes my stomach hurt. Yeah. I don't fire people. People fire themselves when they don't perform to the expectations of the citizens. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for us, all citizens. This is nonpartisan. Now, you know, we all have a little bit of partisan in us, as you do as well. But I am trying to act on behalf of all citizens. So if they want lower rents and millage rates and accountability and governance and good financial stewardship, then they want to put me back in.
So those are your top issues, priorities?
Those are some of them.
What do you see top 3 and how you're going to address them?
Well, I think expenses and costs is a big one. We have to continue to put pressure on how we're spending the money, where we're spending the money. And I'd like to see cost reductions in all departments by 2% a year for the next 3 years. That's 6%, number one. Number two, because I don't have much faith that we can lead and do this, and we're behind on administrative decisions, I would like to do it by way of lowering the millage, because that gives immediate relief to the people, and people expect that. And people think I'm going to cut services if I do that. No. I can explain to you from my experience that you can do more with less if you're smart about it, and we can do it with good leadership. Another really big key is the jail. The jail is a huge talk. It's a huge piece of debt service on top of all other debt that we've taken on in recent years. You know, our city is in good shape in terms of the amount of cash we have coming in. It's the most cash we've ever seen coming in from taxes. We are a high tax district, and that obviously trickles down to the people, and that's one of the reasons people are struggling so much.
Yeah.
We charge a lot in taxes. So we can't go take on $500 million of debt for a new jail without a plan to pay the principal and the interest of $30 million a year or more for 20 years. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. not a whole lot of time, but I do want to get your thoughts on these data centers being proposed all over the country, here in Columbus. What do you think of those?
I'm not paying attention as much all over the country because, number one, the data centers are going to happen. It's a matter of where they're going to happen. They could move right across the line, possibly to Talbot County. That actually came out in city council recently. I don't think that's the desire of where we want to be. I think we want to listen and learn and make sure that we are, number one, I am listening to the citizens, especially the ones that are really upset about it, about their electrical rates, making sure we have the water. Water is easy. So I'm on the side of listening and creating solutions on how we can do it without negatively impacting our citizens. That means all citizens.
Final word for you, John. Why should people vote for you come election day?
Well, to me, it's easy, Barbara. I've always done the right thing with integrity, with trust, but also with accountability. And I'm going to continue to push forward for all people. And, you know, I've got 200 employees, and I think those employees are on my side because they see every day how I act, how I walk, and the actions we take. I'm fair, I'm balanced, I'm compassionate, and I'm trying to do it for the right reasons. I don't need this job, but I say it's not even a fun job. I say that a lot, but it can be worth it if you're doing the right thing and changing our city for the better, and we can show a model for the state and the federal government too.